Dan Woike covers the Lakers for The Athletic, and he joins us on the program. Great to see you again. If I asked you a week ago where you thought LeBron was going to go, you would have said?
I think I would have said Cleveland out loud, but deep down thought it was Miami, if that makes sense. That there was a lot of evidence. Well, it wasn't good evidence. That was like there was some momentum building to the Heat, that they were maybe the most confident, certainly outwardly confident team in this mix. But I think I would say Cleveland because that's what I always thought, right? Like I was wrong. The thing that I thought that mattered to him most, right, was this narrative, this story that he's built for himself in a career. And I misread it, Dan, in that way, because that was not the most important thing, because he went to a place that, quite frankly, I think puts the most pressure on him out of any of the available options, and would potentially like offers like the Jordan Wizards potential more so than like any of these other places, if that makes sense, Dan.
Well, I thought Mike went to the Wizards because he wanted to be a part owner. I think that
for sure.
Yeah.
I think the better example, right, is like, we've seen LeBron James in 3 jerseys, right? And that whenever we watch highlights of him in the future, like, there were questions about like, and I've talked to LeBron about this. We've had conversations about like, the Olajuwon Raptors stint. And like, he's not at that stage in his career, right? Or anything like that. But like, I did think that like maybe part of this was like not introducing like another city, another character, and different things like that. But Dan, people won't believe this. Like I don't think he spends a lot of time thinking about legacy anymore. I think, there's a stretch in his career where it was very important to him. And I think I just think he knows that nothing he can do will change the Jordan people's minds. And quite frankly, nothing he'll do will change his fans' minds. Like, so it's like, this feels very much just for him.
Help me understand this. Was it the Laker fans or Kobe fans that maybe didn't welcome LeBron with open arms?
I think they welcomed him. I think it was always just like a little strange, right? You have these 2 massive brands, right? Like, because, you do have Laker fans and then LeBron fans, and LeBron fans are almost its own entity. Like when I covered the Chargers years ago, Derwin James was in the back of the room the day after he had gotten drafted. I think he was there to watch the second round picks press conference, and he was doing like the basketball, like shooting thing. And it's like, oh, I'm going to go ingratiate myself and tell Derwin I used to cover the NBA. And I was like, Derwin, Dan Woike, whatever, I used to cover the Clippers, like, who's your favorite NBA team? And he like didn't blink, and he's like, oh, LeBron James is my favorite NBA team. It was like basically like what he said. Right. And I think so there was always like some unease and that stuff. But I mean, look, if you're LeBron, I mean, you knew you were never going to be loved the way that city and that fan base loved Kobe Bryant. And that's okay. But I think like, yeah, it made for some pretty awkward Twitter moments, like between fan bases. And there was, I think at times, like, there are certain people, again, to the point, Dan, about legacy, there's certain people that will just like never forgive him for the decision.
Yeah.
Too, right? Like my wife is one of those people.
But people forget, the 5 years prior to LeBron getting there. Like
they should. Right? They should forget it. Yeah, they should try to do whatever they can if they remember it. Yeah, 100%. Like, this isn't like, I mean, he saved that franchise, right? And gave them a new sense of legitimacy, a new sense of purpose, certainly shotgunned any trip into contendership, right? Like, you can look at like Brandon Ingram and Josh Hart and Ivica Zubac and, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, and you can dream on some imaginary championship that would have come in 2029 or something like that. But look, I mean, LeBron picking the Lakers put them back in this position, and it caused some real awkwardness along the way too, Dan. Building around an aging superstar is a very unpleasant position in the NBA. And I think if you talk to anybody in San Francisco, this is going to be a conversation. It's hard. It's hard to know what to push in, what not to, what not to put on the table in trades. But like, I mean, anybody who tells you that LeBron's stint with the Lakers like didn't help the Lakers isn't paying attention.
But could he have stayed? Was there any scenario where he would have stayed with the Lakers?
I don't think that. I mean, I don't think so. I just don't think so. I think it had run its course. It's been termed to me as a very mutual breakup. I know from the Lakers standpoint, like not being involved in these last 28 days has been like a nice like sigh of relief for them in some ways. But look, I think like they're gonna miss the player. They should absolutely miss the on-court player. I do think though that like 8 years with the most scrutinized, most talked about, biggest main character in the league, like it has costs and it can be a little tiring, it can be a little exhausting. And I think LeBron also too, Dan, was a guy that was very open to the possibility of new challenges.
Dan Woike covers the Lakers for The Athletic. How does this not work out in Philadelphia?
I mean, I think the most obvious one, right, is like, where are they at with Joel Embiid and Joel Embiid's health, right? Like that's the biggest part of this, and also maybe the riskiest bet, right? So there's that. I do think, and you guys were smart to bring it up. Like this is going to take a little time. When you put really, really talented, ball in hand basketball players together, there's awkwardness. Slow starts you should probably expect some version of a slow start. Very rarely do you roll the ball out for one of these teams and say, all right, now they're great. Like it takes a little time. A LeBron James team in year 24 doesn't get a lot of on-court practice time together. You don't get a lot of shoot around time together because you have a 42-year-old that you're trying to monitor time and minutes. So it's all going to happen on the court. But look, every scout I talk to, every exec I talk to always says the same thing. Bet on talent, bet on brains. They'll figure it out.
Go back to what you just said. They didn't have typical normal NBA shoot arounds because they're managing LeBron?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, I like, it's just the reality of like part of this being in this business with him, right? Is that you have to prioritize his health, and you can do things with the rest of your team and different things like that. And like for the Lakers, it wasn't a huge problem. Like I don't think that like had they practiced more, would they have beaten the Oklahoma City Thunder? Like no, I don't think that matters. But I think like it's just one of the things you do. Like that's how you manage. A player this deep into his career, you have to, right? Like it's one of the things. I mean, as we think about like why he picked Philly, and I know people might be like kind of over that part of this, but that's the thing I keep coming back to, Dan, is like he needs a reason, right? Like I was talking to a GM yesterday, and we were talking about the movie Free Solo, right, with the guy who climbs mountains without a rope. And it's like, well, like, why would you ever climb a mountain without a rope? It's because it's the only way you can feel the challenge. And I think this is kind of like a Free Solo type move for him, right? Like he could have done safer things other places, but to put in the necessary physical and mental work it takes to be good at this age, right? Like, I mean, I just saw he posted, he's up at 4:30 in the morning, right? Like he's going to go work out. There'll be recovery after that. There'll be dietary sacrifices. There'll be all this stuff that it takes just to get him ready to try and play in October. If you have a net, and he had a net in LA, right? Like it was safe there. Miami would have been safe enough. Cleveland certainly would have been safe. Philly, like go not have a great month in Philly and let's see what happens, right? And I think he needs that. And I think that's really attractive to him in this process.
It's weird what I thought of when LeBron went to Philly, and I'm thinking if Jaylen Brown's not there, LeBron's not going to Philly, in my opinion.
Correct.
But I couldn't help but think the Rams went all in on Myles Garrett. And I'm thinking if I make something like a move like that, can I entice Aaron Donald to come out of retirement? Like moves that lead to other moves. And that was the thing that I thought of is, Aaron Donald doesn't want to go back and like I have to take on the entire offensive line. Now I got Myles. This might actually be fun. LeBron going, damn, I got Jaylen Brown, I got Maxey Edgecombe, and I got a minutes restricted Joel Embiid. I got a coach who's won an NBA title. I got to get by the Knicks. I kind of like this. Like I can have a lot of fun and try to win another championship.
Yeah, I mean, I think fun's an important word. again. No, this is a guy who's done it, done everything, seen everything, right? In 23 seasons. I mean, he's played literally more basketball, more NBA basketball games, minutes, regular season playoffs than anybody else, right? So the stimulus is really important.
Yeah.
I don't think he's on the Sixers without Jaylen Brown. The people that I've spoken to that are very close to LeBron, that are in the circle or around the circle, you know, have said as much. That that Jaylen Brown going to Philadelphia was a very big deal in this, right? And I think because it gives him a credible, like a really, really credible chance. Now, do I think that like on you know, June 1st, as LeBron is like figuring out what it is he wants to do I think he's putting word out to Philadelphia, like, go get Jaylen Brown and I'll come? No, I don't think so at all. I think it's more like, and I don't even think Philly was like, oh, let's go get LeBron. I know he can do it. We can trade for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
I don't even think it went like that either, right? Like,
no.
I do think though that by putting the pieces in play, by being aggressive, by showing the league that like you're serious about like going for it, you don't care about the narratives, you don't care about any of that stuff that's out there, that you see an opportunity when you're going to be aggressive and going to do that. That is absolutely appealing to LeBron, because a big part of his Lakers tenure was marked by that lack of aggressiveness, right? I mean, you can remember what he posted about Les Need and Les Need's draft picks thoughts, right? Like there was a very specific letter that LeBron liked in front of those picks. Yeah. And I think, you know, Philly is not in any, like they are going right now. And I think that's appealing to him too.
I think it's awesome. I'm still trying to figure out what the Celtics did. Was there any other option, Dan, to trade Jaylen Brown to like the West Coast, or Phoenix is always willing to take on somebody?
Yeah, it's a really good question, right? Like you wonder about a team like the Clippers, like would the Clippers have gotten involved? Like, you know, I hadn't heard anything that was like other than just sort of like idle speculation. The general sense, right, is that they move too quickly. I could not be geographically further from the Celtics, so I don't know what it's like every day to be around in that situation. They obviously felt like they had to do something, and it was really, really drastic. And I think, right, like if they knew the ripples of this, would they have still done it? It's a pretty interesting question to me. I think the answer is probably no. Like, yeah, like, I mean, maybe you trade him to a place we know LeBron won't go. Maybe Jaylen Brown's on the Memphis Grizzlies or something like that.
No.
Although every time I made that joke to anybody in Memphis, they say our hotels maybe not so great. Our houses, we do have wonderful houses. So.
Great to talk to you. Your dog obviously not impressed with you being on TV.
I'm very happy he did not bark. I'm very happy he did not scratch. Yes, this is like what typically happens when you listen to me for 20 minutes blather.
What's his name?
Mr. B. Arthur. Because he's a golden guy. He's our golden guy.
Oh, not a golden girl. Okay, wow.
He was supposed to be B. Arthur, but they were out of. There he goes.
He does look, Mr. B. Arthur, come here.
They were out of female. They were out of female dogs, so we just threw a Mister in front of the name we liked.
Ah, that's awesome. Thanks for joining us, Dan. We appreciate it. Always great to talk to you. Dan Woike covers the Lakers for The Athletic. Always enjoy talking to him. He has some great insight. Always makes us smarter.